Haboim, welcome everyone. We're about to begin Be'ezras Hashem together on Daf Tes Zayin Amud Beis. Starting Daf Tes Zayin Amud Aleph, 6 lines from the bottom. The Gemara now turns its focus again to the Aron HaKodesh, specifically discussing now the measurements of the Aron, as well as the luchos that fit inside of the Aron. Says the Gemara, Omer B'Yochanan, Be'amo shel shisha tfochim haya Aron osui. The Aron HaKodesh was made, says Rabbi Yochanan, with the measurements of each amma being 6 tfochim. There's a machlokes, what is the measurement of an amma? There's a small amma as being 5 tfochim. There's a larger one that's 6.5 tfochim. Rabbi Yochanan says that the Aron was made with an amma of 6 tfochim in the middle. Man tana ba'amma shel shisha tefachim. Who is the Tana that says an amma is indeed 6 tefachim? Rabbi Meir measures the amma as 6 tefachim. This nan it says in the Mishnah. Rabbi Meir oimer kol ha'amos hayu b'beinoniyos. All of the amos are always measured with this middle measurement of 6 tefachim. Rabbi Yehuda oimer amos habinyan shisha shel kelim chamisha. The amos of a structure of a building, says Rabbi Yehuda, that indeed is 6 tefachim. However, when we measure the amma for kelim, that's only 5 tefachim. Al dait Rabbi Meir du omar ba'amma shel revav tefachim haya aron osui. According to the opinion of Rabbi Meir, that the Aron HaKodesh was made with an amma of 6 tefachim, arkoi shel aron tesvav tefachim. Then the length of the Aron must be 15 tefachim, as the Gemara now proves from the Pasuk. D'chsiv, amosayim v'chetzi arko. It says in the Pasuk that the length of the Aron HaKodesh is 2.5 amos. So if each amma is 6 tefachim, so it comes out to be 6 plus 6, plus another 3, comes out to be 15. Amsoch ashiso v'amso ashiso upalgus amso tloso. So that comes out to be a length of 15 tefachim according to this calculation. There are 4 luchos that were placed in the Aron. As it says, Shnaim shleimim v'shnayim shvurim. There were 2, meaning plural, luchos that were shleimim, and also the shvurim were there. How do I know the shvurim were also placed together with the shleimim? It says in the pasuk, Asher shibarto v'samtem ba'aron haluchos. Moshe Rabbeinu instructs Moshe Rabbeinu to place the second set of luchos inside of the Aron. And he states also in that very pasuk, Asher shibarta, referring to those original luchos that were broken, implying that he also should place the broken luchos together with the shleimim in the Aron. So there are 4 luchos. Each one had the length of vav of 6 tefachim. Rochvoy, now we have to put in the girsa of the gra, shloisha, and the width is 3 tefachim. V'sein arkon shel luchos la arkon shel aron. If you will place then the length of the luchos, which you just said is a total of 6 tefachim, to the length of the Aron HaKodesh, nishtayr sham shlosh tefachim. Since the length of the Aron HaKodesh is 9, we're left over with 3 tefachim. We're on top of Tes Zayin Amud Beis. Tein mehem chatzi tevach lekol koisel. The width of the wall of each of the walls of the Aron was a tefach each. So there a chatzi tefach each, and therefore you have to then deduct another 1 tefach from those 3. Comes out nishtayr shnei tefachim the Sefer Torah. You have 2 tefachim left to place the Sefer Torah together with the 4 luchos in the Aron. Now the Gemara says about the width. Rochvoy shel Aron tisha tefachim. The width of the Aron was 4 tefachim. The Gemara proves the Chsiv, it says the pasuk amma v'chetzi rachpoi. The Aron's width is 1.5 amma, and if each amma is 6 tefachim, so 6 plus 3 is 9. Amsa ashisa upalgo amsa tlosa. Comes out to be, that would be then again, that if 6 tefachim is the amma, so it comes out to be 9 tefachim is the width. Ve'arbo luchos hayu boy. There were 4 luchos, shnayim shleimim, shnayim shvurim, 4 altogether, 2 that were complete and 2 that were broken. D'chsiv asher shibarto v'samtem ba'aron haluchos. Hayu kol echad ve'echad arkon shisha tfachim, ve'rochvan shisha tfachim, ve'rochvan shalosh tfachim. The luchos were measured at a length, again, as we said before, 6 tfachim, and a width of 3 tfachim. Tein arkon shel luchos l'rochvan shel aron. Again, the girsa of the gra is place the length of the luchos, which is 6 tfachim, into the width of the aron, which is 9 tfachim. Nishtayr sham shlosh tfachim. You're left with 3 tfachim. Chetzi tefach mikan lekoisel zeh, v'chetzi tefach mikan lekoisel zeh. Each wall is a half a tefach, so you have to deduct an additional tefach. Utfachayim lishloit mokoim shei sefer Torah munach, and therefore you have 2 tfachim lishilut to then maneuver the sefer Torah that you place inside of the aron. So it comes out that according to this, then that the sefer Torah is laying beside the 4 luchos, and there's a little bit of room on either side to then maneuver and take out the sefer Torah when necessary. That's the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan, who learns that the amma is measured as 6 tfachim. Rabbi Shimon Lakish Omar ba'ama bas chamisha tfachim haya ha'aron asui. The aron, says Rabbi Lakish, was made with an amma of 5 tfachim. Man tana ba'ama bas chamisha tfachim. Who is the tana that says an amma is 5 tfachim? Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanin Tamon, like we learned there, Rabbi Yehuda Omer Amos Habinyan Shisha Shekalim Chamisha. That which is used for a structure is measured as an amma of 6 tfachim, but if it's a kli, it's measured with an amma of 5 tfachim. The Ahen Aron Klihu, and the Aron HaKodesh was considered to be a vessel. Indeed, it was carried and transported. Al Daite de Rabbi Yehuda du Omar Be'ama Shel Chamisha Tfachim. According to that opinion of Rabbi Yehuda that we just said, that the amma of the aron is measured at 5 tfachim, then the length of the aron would be indeed 12 and a half tefach. And the Gemara proves, the Chsiv says in the Pasuk, Amosayim v'chetzi arkoi, the length of the Aron HaKodesh is 2.5 amos. And again, if each amma is 5 tfachim, 5 times 2 is 10, half of 5 is 2.5, so there's 12 and a half altogether. Amsa chamsha v'amsa chamsho, upalgus amsa treva polig. V'dala luchos hayu boy. There were 4 luchos that were placed inside of the aron. Shnayim shleimim v'shnayim shvurim. 2 that were complete and 2 that were broken. D'chsiv asher shibarta v'samtem ba'aron. As it says in Pasuk, asher shibarta. Therefore includes even the shvurim. V'haluchos hayu kol echad ve'echad arkon shishot tfachim. V'rochvan shloisha tfachim. And the luchas, as we said before, has the length of 6 tfachim each, and the width of 3 tfachim. Now again, we're going with the gears of the girl. Tein arkon shel luchos la'arkoi shel aron. Sorry, tein rochvan shel luchos la'arkoi shel aron. Place the width of the luchos, which we just said has the width of each one being 3 tfachim, so therefore times 4 is 12 tfachim, to the length of the aron, which he said is 12 and a half tfachim. Nishtayr shom chetzi tefach, you're left with half a tefach. Etzba lekoisel mikan ve'etzba lekoisel mikan. 1/2, he has over here 1/4, he has the width, the thickness of the wall of the aron, according to this opinion, says it's only 1 etzba on each side, which is which is really 1/4 of a tefach. Together, that's a half a tefach. So you have to deduct that, and you're left with no space at all in between. In other words, according to this opinion, that there's no room for the Sefer Torah. You have all 4 luchos that are placed in the aron with no space left for the Sefer Torah. He learns that the Sefer Torah is indeed stored outside the aron. Roich v'shel aron. Now we're talking about the width of the aron. Shiva tfachim mechza. Must be 7.5 tfachim according to this opinion. The Chsiv says in the Pasuk, Amo v'chetzi rochvoi. The Torah says that the width of the aron is 1.5 amma, and if each amma is 5 tfachim, so therefore it comes out to be 7.5 tfachim. Amsa chamisho chamshu palgus amsa trei upolig. V'dala luchos hayu boy. There were 4 luchos inside. Shnayim shvurim, shnayim shvurim. D'chsiv asher shibarta v'samtem ba'aron. Haluchos hayo kol echad ve'echad arkon shisha tfachim V'rochva and shloisha tefachim. The luchos were measured, we said 6 tefachim is the length, and 3 tefachim was the width. Tain, again with the gears of the grill, arkon l'rochvoi shel aron. Take the length of the luchos, which is 6, to the width of the aron, which we said is 7.5. V'nishtayir shom tefach umechza, you're left with 1.5. Etzba l'koisa mikan, etzba l'koisa mikan. You have a half of an etzba on each. Sorry, you have an etzba on each width, on each thickness of the wall. Together, that's a half. Each etzba is 1/4 of a tefach. Therefore, together it's a half a tefach. So you're going to be left with 2. Chetzi tefach mikan v'chetzi tefach mikan. L'sholit. Then you're left with again. Etzba l'koisa mikan ve'etzba l'koisa mikan means then you're left with a half a tefach to deduct. And since we said before you're left with a tefach umechza, so you now have 1 full tefach, to which the Gemara concludes, according to this opinion, chetzi tefach mikan v'chetzi tefach mikan l'shilut. You have a space of a half a tefach on either side to then maneuver if you want to then move the luchos. So again, according to this opinion, unlike Rabbi Yochanan, this opinion says that there is no space for the Sefer Torah, and therefore the entire space of the Aron is being used up by the luchos. Now the Gemara explains how the Aron was made. Keitzad osa B'Tzalel es Aron. How did B'Tzalel make the Aron? Rabbi Chanina Omar Sholosh Tevos Osoi. He made it with 3 different boxes. Shtayim shel zohov, v'achas shel eitz. 2 were golden and 1 was wooden. Nosan shel zohov b'shel eitz, b'shel eitz b'shel zohov v'tzipeyu. He says over here, the Gemara says it was a golden one, which is a smaller box, placed in a larger wooden box, which was placed in a larger golden box, and it was coated. Dirsi v'tzipisa oisoi zohov tor mibayis machutz. And it was covered with gold, pure gold, on the outside and on the inside. Ask the Gemara, "My tamu lomer titzapenu." So what's meant when the pasuk says titzapenu? It already says v'tzipisa oisoi zov tor mibayis machutz. Why does the Torah go on to say v'titzapehu? Says v'titzapenu. Says the Gemara, "Lahavi svaso elyono," to include the upper edge, that it shouldn't be without gold. Ben Lakish Omar Teva Achas Asu V'tzipeu. He argues, and he says, not like Rabbi Chanina, he says it was all 1 box that was coated with gold. That you shall cover the Aron with pure gold from the outside and the inside. Why does the pasuk goes on to say it should be covered? It already said it was covered with gold. To include between each and every board that was made to make the box, there should be then no place in between that had without gold. It should be also covered with gold. Now the Gemara discusses what exactly was on these luchos. How or what was written on these luchos? Rabbi Chanina ben Gamliel Oimer, Chamisha aluach ze, v'chamisha aluach ze. Since it says shnei luchos, there's shnei that are doubled, so it implies that the 10 statements, the 10 commandments, 5 were on each side. Hada d'chsiv, vayichtevem al shnei luchos avonim, chamisha aluach ze, v'chamisha aluach ze. Again, since it says they were written on 2 luchos, on 2 stone luchos tablets, so implies therefore it was 5 on each luach, making the 10 statements. Rabbanan Amrei, the Rabbanan say, no, it was more than that. It was asara al luach ze, asara al luach ze. There were 10 on each tablet. It says, Vayaged lachem es brisoi, and he will tell you his covenant, asher tziva eschem, that commanded you, la'asois asara hadvorim, to do the 10 things, the 10 statements. Asara aluach zeh, v'asara aluach zeh, implying that there are 10 on each tablet. Rabbi Shimon Yochai Omer esrim aluach zeh v'esrim aluach zeh. There was actually 20 on each tablet. It means in the front and in the back was written on both tablets. Dichsi vayichtavim al shnei luchos avonim. And you shall write them, the shtei luchos avonim, esrim aluach zeh v'esrim aluach zeh. He built on the previous drasha that there are 10. But it also states over here that's doubled. So it must be that there are 10 in front and 10 in behind. Rabbi Simoy Omar, Arboim aluach zeh, Arboim aluach zeh. He says even more, there's 40 on each of the luchos. Dirsiv mizeh umizeh hem ksuvim tetroiga. That means, tetroiga means in Greek, it means 4. In other words, there were 4 that were made, that were written on the luchos. And each one had 4 times the 10 is 40, according to the last opinion of Rabbi Simoy. The Gemara now says that what was included in these words, these Aseres Hadibros, that were written on the Luchos, Chananya ben Achi Rabbi Yoshua Oimer, Chananya, the brother of Yoshua, says, Bein kol dibur v'dibur diktukeo ve'osieso shel Torah. Between each dibur was also the details and the lettering of the Torah, explained by the Mefarshim, that included all the Taryag mitzvahs that were connected to those Esther dibros. It says, Mimuloim betarshish beyama rabba, a great yam. It was so filled up. Rabbi Shimon Lakish kad hava mati hadein karya. He got to this posuk, hava omar, and he said, when he got to the pasuk, Mimuloim Tarshish, Yofe limdani Chananya ben Achi Rabbi Yoshua. Very good was it that Chananya, the brother of Rabbi Yoshua, taught this, that indeed there are diktukeo ve'osieso in each dibur. Mahayom hazeh, and explains the drasha, Mahayom hazeh ben gal godol legal godol galim ketani. Explains with the following metaphor, just as between 2 large galim, waves, there are small galim, small waves. Kach ben kol dibur v'dibur diktukeo ve'osieso shel Torah. So too, between each dibur, there's the details and the lettering of the Torah. Omer Rabbi Tanchuma, iskashya kumei Rabbi Pinchas. I had difficulty in front of Rabbi Pinchas, the following. Asya ki Rabbi Yehuda v'lo asya Rabbi Meir. We said before that there was a machlokes Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Meir in regards to the dimensions of how we measure the Aron. And according to Rabbi Meir, therefore, there's going to be 2 tefachim left over in order to then place the Sefer Torah inside. To which Reish Lakish brings the sheet of Rabbi Yehuda that no, the Amma is 5 tefachim, whereby there's no room for the Sefer Torah. The Sefer Torah must be outside. So he said, I had difficulty the following. My time with Rabbi Yehuda, because I said that indeed it follows like Rabbi Yehuda, the following pasuk, not like Rabbi Meir. What's the reason, Rabbi Yehuda? Dichsiv, lakoyach es Sefer Torah hazeh, v'samtam also mitzad Aron bris Hashem. Take the Sefer Torah and place it next to the Aron Bris Hashem, which sounds like Rabbi Yehuda, that there's no room for the Sefer Torah inside. That means the Sefer Torah was placed outside. And that seems to imply like Rabbi Yehuda and Akasha and Rabbi Meir. Al date Rabbi Yehuda, do Omar, Heichan have a Sefer Torah, Nosun, where was Sefer Torah placed? Kemin gluskia asui lo mibachutz, like in a box outside. V'haya Sefer Torah, Nosun b'soichan, the Sefer Torah was placed in this box. So therefore that supports Rabbi Yehuda's opinion that the Sefer Torah was not together with the luchos in the Aron, but rather in a box outside. My time with the Rabbi Meir. So therefore, what does Rabbi Meir do and explain? The it says in the pasuk, "V'nosates hakapores ala Aron milamalo." You shall place on the covering of the Aron from above, ve'al Aron titein es ha'edus, and you shall place the edus in the Aron. The edus refers to the Torah. Asher etein elecha, that it will give to you. So l'char, you have a pasuk supporting Rabbi Meir that the Sefer Torah is placed inside the Aron. Al daite. Now the Gemara says, Al daite Rabbi Yehuda du Omar ein mukta mucha b'Torah. According to Rabbi Yehuda, he'll have to explain this pasuk that although this pasuk is indeed saying the word Titen es ha'edus, according to Rabbi Yehuda, refers not to the Sefer Torah, of course, it refers to the luchos. In which case, how does it state over here that you could put the luchos after you put the kaparas? It has to be in the opposite order, to which he has to answer, Ein mukdam umu'uchar b'Torah. There's no order, so to speak, in the chronological sense in the Torah, and therefore it's flipped around. Ela ve'ela Aaron titein es ha'edus. You should place the edus, again, according to Rabbi Yehuda, is referring to the luchos first. Asher etein alecha ve'achar kach, and afterwards v'nosates ha'kapares ala Aaron milamala. Then you should put the covering of the Aaron above, because it has to be in that order to be something that's acceptable. Rabbi Pinchas b'shem Rabbi Shimon Lakish, now he gives us the following drasha and tells us had Torah shenasan lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu leMoshe, the Torah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to Moshe. You should know nasno lo eish levana charusa be'eish chara. He gave it with a white fire that was also inscribed with a black fire. This is a mashal showing the purity of the Torah. He eish muvleles be'eish. It was a fire that was mixed with fire. Chatzuva me'eish. It was hewn from underneath the kisei hakavod of fire. V'nesuna be'eish. And it was given, referring to the Chachmas Hashem, from eish. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is referred to eish, as it says in the pasuk. Eish oichlahu. He's a burning fire, consuming fire. Dechsiv, and it says in the pasuk, mi'imino eish dos lomoy. From his right hand, so to speak, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave a fiery Torah to Klal Yisrael.